Good morning, Jackednnerdy fans. Jeremy here with a review video for the new massive hit Babylon. Or is it a hit? We'll find out. Before we jump into that review, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on a video. And if you do enjoy these videos that we are putting out there, and if you enjoy our content, please make sure you give these videos a thumbs up. That lets us know that you enjoy the content that we're putting out there, and it also encourages the YouTube algorithm to promote our videos to other users as well. So again, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give these videos a thumbs up. With that out of the way, Babylon. So this has been getting a lot of press leading up to awards season. Of course, it has a massive all-star cast. But going into this movie, I still, after watching all the trailers and hearing all the buzz, I really still had no idea what this movie was even really about. So the marketing department really kind of dropped the ball in giving potential viewers a bit of an idea of what the actual film was about. So going into this movie, I had very, very mixed expectations. I wasn't sure what to expect. Straight out of the gate, this movie is R-rated. Straight out of the gate, within the first 5 minutes, you're dealing with all sorts of really over-the-top kind of erotic experiences, some very disgusting things as well. You'll find out if you watch the movie. The first few moments are a bit okay. But basically, what this film is it's a depiction of the decadence, the depravity, and just the outrageous excess that led to the rise and the fall of 1920s Hollywood. And this film is really a homage or almost a love letter to old school Hollywood, and just depicting the insane kind of crazy things that happened all the way back when. I did not come to this conclusion right away in this film. I did not come to this conclusion halfway through the film. It really wasn't until literally the last 10 minutes of this film where I kind of now came to the understanding of what this film was about. Because literally throughout the entire first 3/4 of more of the film, I was sitting there trying to figure out what is this film actually about and what is the point of this film. And it literally was not until the last 10 minutes where everything just kind of clicked, and I then understood, this is a tribute to Hollywood. At about the two-quarter way point, I actually thought it was a R-rated interpretation of Singing in the Rain, which I'm a massive fan of early Hollywood cinema. I love the original Gene Kelly Singing in the Rain. I've actually got it here in my collection as a hard copy DVD. I love that old school cinema, and Singing in the Rain holds a very special place in my heart. And I actually thought this was a R-rated adaptation of that, obviously with a lot more excess, but then at the end of the film is where it all kind of came together for me. Now, the other thing is, this is not a short film. this is a 3-hour long movie, which I did not realize going into it. So I only actually got out of this screening just before midnight last night. I thought this was, your standard 2-hour film. And I didn't realize that it went for over 3 hours. So be warned, if you are planning on going to see Babylon, make sure you've got ample time. I think a lot of other people in my screening weren't expecting it to be as long. Also, I don't think some people in my screening really understood what it was and were expecting something different, because during the course of my screening, about 10 people got up and left. So look, going into this film, if you're going into this film, make sure you've got over 3 hours to spare. 2, don't expect it to be, your kind of happy, jolly Hollywood kind of, Hollywood confidential film. There's a lot of excess. There's a lot of drugs. There's a lot of sex. There's a lot of violence. There's just a lot of real crazy shit going on. So be prepared going into this film. So I mentioned before the cast, and this film does have a absolutely brilliant cast. Obviously, you've got Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt right at the forefront. But then you've got a lot of other actors playing very small kind of cameo roles. Like you got Tobey Maguire that pops up. Of course, he's been in the trailers. You've got Lee Jun Lee, who is absolutely fantastic. Gene Smart, who is phenomenal. Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers pops up constantly throughout the course of this film, and he is fantastic. Jovan, now I'm going to butcher his name, so I do apologize. Jovan Adepo, who is one of, I suppose, the supporting or supporting actors. Plays Sidney Palmer, the famous trumpet player. He is absolutely brilliant in this. I've got to give him massive props for his role. There was a really, really cool little cameo by Ethan Suplee, who I love. I love Ethan Suplee. He's brilliant in my opinion. PJ Byrne as well. He's fantastic as always. But also, I want to give a massive, massive shout out to Diego Calva, who did a fantastic job in this. He's like a co-lead alongside Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt, and he just did an absolute fantastic job. I loved his character in this. I felt really sorry for his character in this because of all the shit that he had to deal with and put up with. But he did an absolutely fantastic job as well. So across the board, I could not fault the casting of this film one bit. It is a perfect casting, and everyone played their roles perfectly. There is not a moment where you find yourself coming out of the film or you feel yourself pulled out. Everyone does a really, really, really good job in their roles. Scripting wise, it's really, really good as well. Like, again, I didn't really find too many faults with the scripting. There were a few moments where they used certain phrases that I didn't think really fit with 1920s. There were more modern terms and modern references rather than being traditional 1920s kind of phrases and things. I probably my biggest gripe with the movie is that it is way too long. way too long. They could have cut a good 30 to 40 minutes off of this film. And I think that's partly why some of the people in my screening got up and left. It was just dragging out way too long. There are quite a few sequences and scenes that you could have just gotten rid of entirely, and they wouldn't have detracted from the film at all. I hate to say it, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's character and the entire sequence that involved him, and his interactions with Diego Calva, that whole part could have been cut out, and it would have saved a good 15 minutes of the film. And it wouldn't have diminished the film in any way. So I'm very sorry, Tobey Maguire, but your role in this film was technically redundant and could have been cut out entirely, and it wouldn't have detracted. So I do apologise, but yeah. So look, that's my only gripe with this film, is that it went on way too long for what it was, and it could have been cut considerably shorter. So acting, fantastic. Scripting, really good. Story, okay. Look, whilst like I said, I had no understanding going into this film about what it actually was. All I know is it was a film set back in 1920s Hollywood. That's it. So story-wise, marketing-wise, they could have done a better job with the marketing. Story is pretty good. It's pretty intriguing. It's fun. It's exciting. Like I said, the execution. If what they were going for was having this whole big long story and then having everything all click just in the last 10 minutes, then they achieved that. If that's what they were going for, absolutely fine. They achieved it. But like I said, I sat there for the over 3/4 of this film trying to figure out what the point of it was and what it was actually about. And again, not until that last 10 minutes did it all click and all fall into place. So, will I see it again? I definitely won't go and see it in the cinemas again. That is for sure. I can tell you that right now. Will I watch it again on streaming? Maybe. It really just depends. Maybe one day in the future, in a year or two's time, I might sit down with Mrs. Jackednnerdy and watch it on a Sunday afternoon or something. Assuming we've got 3 hours available. But look, it's not something that I'm going to go and see again in a hurry. It was getting a lot of awards buzz heading into awards time, and so far it has not won anything, which does not surprise me. On IMDB at the moment, it's at 7.4 out of 10. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a score of 55. Both of those scores do not surprise me at all. I would probably, in my opinion, I would give this film maybe a 60%. It's good, but it's not great. It's fun, but it drags. So it's really a mixture of a lot of different things. And you could almost say that when they were making this film, they really had no idea what they wanted it to be. They just wanted to make something. And they just threw all of these things together, and this is what they came up with. So, I'm not faulting the actors at all. I'm not faulting the scripts, the scripting, like the dialogue. The dialogue was all really good. I just don't know really what the execution, how, you know, what really kind of happened with the execution and everything. I don't know if this is what they were going for or whether they just kind of did it on the fly. Who knows? Who knows? Only the creators know. So that is my review for Babylon. It's a real mixed bag of cats, if you know. But hit me up in the comments section below. Let me know what you guys thought. Well, have you seen Babylon? What did you think of it? Is this something that you're planning on seeing? I'd be really interested to know what all you guys are thinking about this film. Hit me up in the comments section below. I do read all the comments and I will respond. So please hit me up. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Babylon. Until now, make sure you keep an eye out on the channel, guys. We got a lot more content coming up. We got heaps more reviews coming up of TV shows, movies, streaming. We've got heaps of unboxing videos coming up, as you can see behind me. And if you've been checking out my Instagram, we've had a heap of deliveries come in recently from Hot Toys. So we've got lots more unboxing videos coming up. Mrs. Jackednnerdy has been really busy, checking out some mystery boxes. So we've got some really cool mystery boxes coming up. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Give these videos a thumbs up. And until next time, guys, stay jacked and stay nerdy.